This is BBC One for the Midlands.
Now look here.
Oi!
Is life out there really so boring? Well, Derbyshire and Lincolnshire come under the microscope in tonight's airtime.
And we'll be previewing a film which raises the problems of being young, unemployed and black.
And can Superman save Leicester Phoenix Theatre? We have an extract from the rock musical to be staged there this weekend.
We've also discovered that Quartz is really a heavy metal, and you can't say no to that.
Say no to you from Quartz, and in this studio it's like putting quartz into a pint pot. Well, many thanks to all of you who wrote in for a copy of the single by playing characters. But out of the 1,000 or so who asked for the record, we only had 50 copies, and it was first come, first served. But if you still want I Am A, you can get a copy through Virgin Records.
Now, this week we've got a special gargantuan gig guide. We'll start with tomorrow, where the Enid play Leicester de Montfort Hall. At the weekend, Saturday's the big night at the Club Malibu in Nottingham with Robin Banks and the Pneumatics, Sincere Americans and Cowboys. The Sandpiper over in the Lace Market play host to the Gang of Four. It's Grand Slam. They're playing the Galaxy Club in Burton-on-Trent. At Leicester University, there's the Cimarrons. And in rural Leicestershire, there's the Elgins at the Painted Lady, Kirby Bellas, and that's near Melton Mowbray.
Up in Stoke-on-Trent, there's Grace and Straight Up. That's at the Bridge Street Art Centre in Newcastle. Thursdays is the regular booking for Lautrec at Mr Sam's at the Imperial Hotel in Birmingham. And this Thursday, Silmarillion play the Three Spires Rock Club, which is at the Climax pub in Coventry. Also on Thursday, Magazine are playing Keele University. Thursday and Friday bring Earth, Wind and Fire to Bingley Hall in Stafford. Friday looks as though it's sold out, but there might be a few tickets left for Thursday. On Friday, there's Gasoline at Mid Warwickshire College of Education in Leamington Spa. And those young bloods, the Vanes, play Longton Town Hall. This coincides with the release of their new single, Lost Control to Rock and Roll, on the Red Ball label.
Monday the 12th brings Roger Chapman back to his hometown, where he's in concert at the Phoenix in Leicester. He used to be lead vocalist, of course, with Family and Streetwalkers. The following Saturday, the 17th, Gordon Giltrap makes an appearance at Loughborough University. And on Monday the 19th, there's Gaffer at the Nag's Head in Corby.
Saturday, there's Leamington's Defendants at Ettington Park Manor near Stratford. The Kidder Band play Dordon Working Men's Club, that's near Coventry, on Sunday. On the same night, there's a charity gig at Barbarella's to raise money for a kidney machine for a 13-year-old lad from Oldbury. Steve Gibbons is playing free of charge before moving on to the Hideaway in Worcester on Monday the 5th.
Moving on to late March now, there are a couple of big dates at the Assembly Rooms in Derby. Graham Parker and the Rumour on Wednesday the 28th, and then the following day there's Ralph McTell. That's Thursday, March the 29th.
Kidderminster's Stuff Movies sound the Retreat Inn at Norton Barracks, Worcester on Friday the 16th, and Supercharge play the Village Newport. On Thursday the 22nd, the voice of the Midlands, yes, KKJ himself, drives his roadshow to the Stars nightclub, Bromsgrove. There's all-day jazz at Birmingham Rep on Sunday the 25th. The Buzzcocks play Coventry Theatre on Tuesday the 27th. And for 3 days towards the end of March, Bad Company are back and play Birmingham Odeon. And on the last day of the month, David Essex appears at the Coventry Theatre. Looking to the future, Mike Oldfield takes over the NEC on Sunday, May the 6th. Postal bookings are open from this Friday, so watch out for the local press. It'll be a 2.5-hour extravaganza with a full orchestra and choir, and they'll be playing excerpts from Tubular Bells, Incantations and Hergist Ridge.
One band we can thoroughly recommend seeing live is Quartz, and you can see them a week on Friday, March the 9th, at Birmingham University's Manor House. That's on the Bristol Road in Northfield.
His eyes are shining, fire in the sky. See his face is smiling, laughing in his mind. Wildfire, smoking grass. Wildfire, smoking grass. In the shadows, watch the flame grow higher. Bright faces run scared, and you're the reason why. Wildfire, smoking grass. Wildfire, smoking grass.
That was Wildfire, a superb performance from Quartz, especially vocalist Taffy Taylor.
Now, one of the subjects we haven't dealt with in this series is unemployment and young people. And in fact, we're rather surprised that none of the contributors to Airtime have raised this topic. Now, this week, there's a film running at Birmingham's Arts Lab called Pressure. It focuses not only on the problems of being young and unemployed, but also of being black. In this extract, Tony, played by Herbert Norville, arrives for his 10th interview for a job.
Mr. Anthony Watkins, sir.
Watson.
Oh, sorry, Watson.
Hello, Mr. Watson. Yes, I think I have your application form here somewhere. Right. Yeah. Nice. I notice you have all your O-levels. Done a bit of bookkeeping. Yes, well, everything seems to be all right here. Tell me, how long have you been in this country?
Beg your pardon, sir?
Have you been long in this country?
Oh, I was born here, sir.
Oh, yes, it's here.
Well, Pressure was written by Samuel Salvon and Horace Ove, who also directed the film. It's on at the Arts Lab here in Birmingham every night until Sunday, except for tomorrow night.
Can Superman save the Phoenix Theatre in Leicester? Now, we've mentioned before that efforts are being made to stop the closure of the Phoenix. And to raise funds, the Youth Theatre Workshop are putting on another performance this Saturday of their rock musical version of Superman. And as always, our hero gets involved with a gang of villains.
Where should we put the loop, boss?
Oh, dash it all. Must I tell you everything? You can forget that trifle. I have bigger and better plans for us.
Right, boss.
Oh, Early, darling. You were super.
More super than Superman, what?
Yes, terrific.
With Superman out of the way, the whole of Metropolis is at our feet. I say, what about a spot of tea?
Vanda, put the kettle on. Hey, boss, I figure you got another caper planned already. Is it the big one?
Don't rush me, Monday. Tea first, then we talk.
Hey, doll. What's wrong? You ain't spoken since we got back.
Oh, Vanda, I'm in love.
Why, gee, honey, that's great. Do I know him?
Oh, everybody knows him.
Now listen, honey. The Earl's mine, so lay off.
Oh, no, Vanda. He's not the Earl.
Well, who then?
It's Superman.
Superman?
Shh. Do you want the whole block to hear?
Superman?
Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him.
Well?
Well?
Oh, that body.
Oh, yeah,
And
well.
And that super breath.
Oh, but shucks, honey, he doesn't even know you exist. Gee, he's not the kind of guy to come calling on a girl like you, is he, honey?
Superman! Vanda, a cup of tea for our super guest.
Sorry about the wall, but I couldn't find the door.
Monday, give Superman your chair. What brings you here, Super Chappie?
I've come to join your gang.
Wow, I must get back to the Daily Planet and report to the editor. This is a real hot story.
What's wrong?
You, the world's most fabulous hero, the famed flying figure, savior of Metropolis, man of steel. You want to join force with the English immigrants' rackets baron, Ansel Dorsey, alias the Earl. My jolly word, there's a turn-up for the books.
Can this be true? Has our superhero turned to a life of crime?
It's a super trap to catch a super crook.
No, ma'am. My life as a superhero is over. Super crimes need super crooks. And I've come to join the best. And that's the super truth.
Worksworth's Youth Theatre Workshop with an extract from their rock musical Superman. The performance is this Saturday at the Phoenix, and if you support the idea of the theatre which caters for the needs of young people in the community, do go along. Now it's airtime.
Dear Look Here, I suggest your John Holmes apply immediately for membership of the National Front and the National Viewers and Listeners Association. His public display of bigotry against gay people in last week's programme, the stereotype limp-wristed "get you, hello ducky" expression in response to an entry in the caption competition, shows he will be quite at home both with Martin Webster and Mary Whitehouse. Sure, it's relatively easy for Look Here to pretend to be a programme opposed to prejudice against youths, punks, rastas, blacks, etc., but John's behaviour with that one single, seemingly offhand and innocent remark shows your programme to be just as capable of peddling sexist, chauvinist bigotry as any other. OK, gay people are good for a quick, cheap and easy laugh, but you might as well kick us in the teeth. It amounts to the same thing. Chris Stevens.
It's a well-known fact that currently Nottingham's only claim to fame in the music world is in the city's complete lack of any large venue for major rock acts. OK, the Nottingham Playhouse and Theatre Royal have dabbled at promoting rock bands. When the capacity of the place is limited to around 1,000, then choice of bands becomes very, very limited. In fact, the last major act which I can remember playing in the city was Tangerine Dream way back in '76 when they performed at Nottingham's Albert Hall, which is basically a large Methodist church anyway and does not encourage the presentation of rock groups. So, at the moment, unless he wants to stray 20 miles or so to Derby or Leicester, the average rock punter in Nottingham has to be content with watching one of the many local bands perform down at the Imperial Hotel, Hearty Goodfellow or Club Malibu. It must be the only good thing to come out of the absence of a major venue, the fact that Nottingham has spawned so many good local bands in recent years. Gaffer, Slip Hazard, Guar and Medium to name but a few. Simply because there's very little to do in Nottingham at nights, pubs and clubs have done a great deal in encouraging local bands to perform. But the abundance of local talent cannot compensate for the need of a concert hall in the city and the appearance of name bands. So, what's planned for the future? Absolutely nothing. One glimmer of light, however, comes from the Nottingham-based rock magazine, Way Ahead, which has already organised several concerts in the city over the past year. Way Ahead plans a pioneer rock show in the future at Tiffany's, Nottingham, featuring a name band, 3 hours of non-stop rock films and a rock disco. And, if the event is successful, several more similar ones are planned for the coming year. In one form, Way Ahead are already bringing the major acts to Nottingham by organising coach trips to every major rock gig in Leicester or Derby. The response to trips has always been amazing, showing the obvious need for a major venue in the city. And people complain about Birmingham. What more can you say?
I live in a small town, about 30,000 people, on the east coast in Lincolnshire. The only points of very slight interest are that the Pilgrim Fathers were imprisoned here and Boston's parish church. We occasionally get a few Yank tourists in town who look at the church and say things like wow or gee whiz or how quaint. They make me sick. What do you think this place is, the Natural History Museum? There is absolutely nothing to do in Boston. People say, what about the sports club? You can nick the crown jewels a lot easier than try to get into these clubs. All right then, what about the park? Well, it's only a bit bigger than a football pitch. The kids get booted out even if they play football with studded boots on. OK, what about the cinema? Well, there's only one, and it'll probably close soon to make way for, yes, you've guessed it, bingo. What about the discos then? Well, they all seem to play one type of music, Northern Soul. I don't know what it is. It seems to be some sort of cross between obscure 60s music and soul. Anyway, these discos usually end up in a punch-up. A soulie, or bonehead as we call them, are easily spotted in a crowd. They wear trousers that look like skirts and walk like they spent most of their life riding a horse or are trying to do bad impressions of John Wayne. Get off your horse and drink your milk, Kincaid. And the countryside, flat as a tabletop. It's like looking over a green and brown sea. Jobs, you can either work in an office, factory, shop and die of boredom, or work as a farm labourer and die of exposure. And finally, live music and groups. This is non-existent. To my knowledge, there's never been a group or band who have done a gig in Boston. Yours, Steve Broughton.
Life in Lincolnshire, according to Stephen Broughton. A few weeks ago, Michael Foster from Worksworth was complaining about life in rural Derbyshire. Well, this week, this videotape arrived from Hena, also in Derbyshire. And according to John Parker and friends, the chap from Worksworth had got it all wrong.
We're from Ena, and we'll show you what life in Derbyshire really is all about. This here is a typical Ena youth. And if it's girls that you want, we've got plenty of that to offer.
Hey up, Stella. This is what my dreams are made of. Your head, your clear body. You fancy coming a romp round the floor with Jim Travolta?
And just follow this young lad down to the Countryman restaurant for a real good nightclub.
Hi there.
But seriously, life in Derbyshire is really ace. That lad in Wakesworth, if I was him, I wouldn't turn out. Just come to Ena and we'll guarantee you a brilliant night out. Right then, lads, whose drop is it?
Right, yours, isn't it?
Ah, right then. Yeah, then I've dominoed. Who wants a pint?
Now, last week we asked for your captions for the front cover of the Radio Times. You know, the one with the cast of 40 Towers on the front. Many of you sent in variations on the theme of cheese or cleese, and also do not adjust your set, this picture is faulty. Now, Angie Allen of Atherstone puts the words in Basil's mouth.
Smile, the guests don't smile, why should I?
Michael Welch of Tividale also finds suitable words for Basil.
Just look at that dumb waiter standing there.
L.A. Johnson of Redditch suggests some dialogue for Basil and Sybil.
Smile, Basil.
Have I got time to practice, dear?
And Robert Gibbons of Quinton.
For once, we're not having a brush with Basil.
Elaine Hannis of Hinckley suggests that they're sitting there with Egon, their faces.
Good morning, Mr. Ronay.
Tim Robbins of Edgbaston draws our attention to Manuel and Sybil.
No, Manuel, when I said Basil's jacket was loud, I didn't mean you could hear it.
Now, the last four winners are written in Pidgin English. Mr. and Mrs. M. Steele of Castle Vale.
Me no say a cheese, me say a pasta.
And DJ Atkins of Higham Ferrers in Northamptonshire.
Psst, Mr. Faulty, I have, how you say, sea wind.
Along the same lines, Miranda Dyson of Market Drayton.
How you say, my zip is broke.
And finally, from Tony Cowdrell of Brown's Green, does that mean he's colourblind? Who must be one of my most adoring fans.
We formed our own band. We're calling ourselves K.C. and the Sunshine Band.
Now, next week's competition. Well, there isn't one.
Because there isn't a programme, this is the end. Tonight is the last programme in the series.
We'd like to thank everyone here at Pebble Mill for the hard work and enthusiasm that's helped to get the show on the air.
And a special note of thanks to everyone in the post room for handling the large quantities of your mail.
And the girls on the switchboard who've coped with your inquiries, not to mention the complaints.
No, we won't mention the complaints.
We'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, all of you who've bothered to write to us. It's nice knowing there really is someone out there. Well, that's it then. In the words of Quartz, we'll see ya around and around.
When I look into your face, see the danger in your eyes. It looks the time to down. Snakes upon the Gorgon's head. I turned to run away instead. My body felt so cold. Hit the ground still in the haze. I opened my eyes to realize just what I had done. Trying to fight it, run and hide. And then sleeping on my bed, down and down and round and round and round and round and round. Happy you gave can only serve to blow my mind. surrender there. Time to feel the end was near. Aquarius can save us now. Only time will tell. Try to fight it, learning how.